Let's talk Jacksonville Jaguars versus Tennessee Titans. Now, we have not seen the Titans play yet because we have not yet hit the Monday Night Football games. But let me hit you with projections. Gardner Minshew this week is a mid-grade for me at a 19. Do you like the running back situation in Jacksonville? Robinson? I don't like the way Jay Gruden distributes running back stuff. This game, Tennessee, tough defense. I'm going to stay away from it again, but, I recognize you're going to pick the guy up off waivers. It's cool with me. DJ Chark, don't have a great projection on. Oh, no, I'm sorry, I do. I'm reading the wrong line. DJ Chark is a definite start. Chenault looked pretty good. I didn't watch the game live yet, but I like the stat sheet on Chenault, so you can take a flyer on him. I'm staying away from Eifert, but I do think he has value long-term. Let's see here. We got Tannehill, I think, is a definite start. Derrick Henry, to me, is a definite start. And A.J. Brown's a definite start. And I'm still waiting and seeing on Jonnu Smith. I think he can do better at the tight end position. So let's wait for that Titans offense to really show. But I will sound like a complete idiot if he comes out and scores 3 touchdowns on Monday Night Football. So if that happened, just know that I didn't see it yet. So there you go. Take it away, David.
Well, let's talk about Jacksonville first, man. I mean, you talked about Minshew, maybe low end. He's between top 3, top 5 quarterback projection for me at this point. Like 19 to 20. This guy was 19 of 20, 3 touchdowns and no interception. Been saying it all offseason long. Gonna keep pounding the table for Gardner Minshew. This guy is legit. He's here to stay. I'm sorry, Jacksonville fans, if you had any hopes of getting Trevor Lawrence this next year. I don't think it's gonna happen for you. Gardner Minshew, he's going to win you at least 6 games this year. I mean, you talk about DJ Chark, 3 for 25. It's not great. He got in the end zone. Keelan Cole, I don't think we were expecting to see that. Dede Westbrook will be back next week. Again, Laviska Shenault, you have to be excited about that. 3 for 37, a touchdown. Also 2 rushing attempts for Viska. He needs to be picked up. He could be Debo light in the second half of the year. He could be better than what Debo was the second half of the year as Debo's rookie season. And Debo was a top 10 receiver his second half of the year as a rookie. And then for me, the name that really stands out on that Jacksonville team, James Robinson. He was the one guy who I was willing to take a chance on. Never had any interest in Armstead or Ozigbo. I know you were a Chris Thompson guy. He was not my thing. From a purely touch perspective, I haven't gotten into the snap counts. James Robinson is the workhorse for this team. He was the only running back to get a rushing attempt, 16 rushing attempts, 62 yards, a long of 12, 3.9 yards per carry. He also had a reception for 28 yards. Chris Thompson was the only other running back to even touch the ball. He had 2 receptions for 6 yards, no carries. So James Robinson, he's probably going to be my number 1 waiver claim this week, I think.
Yeah, and no argument with really anything you said. The only thing that gives me pause about Robinson is well, look, let me talk about Minshew because it leads into this point. I've been saying, scheme matters. Jay Gruden is a very good coach. He's a very good play caller, probably a better coordinator than he is a head coach, which I guess, if you take recent history, that would prove that point. But Minshew, Jay Gruden coached Andy Dalton when Andy Dalton was a top 10 fantasy quarterback. He's coached Kirk Cousins when Kirk Cousins was top 10 fantasy quarterback. Minshew is good. As you said during the Brown segment, I've been saying Minshew is basically Baker Mayfield, better than Baker Mayfield. The only reason we don't hype him as much is because he was taken in the 6th round, not the first overall pick like Baker Mayfield was. I think Jacksonville has their quarterback of the future. I think they'll win more games than probably they should because Gruden is a very good play caller. I was surprised that they beat Indianapolis. I mean, I was. And, you look at the stat line, I can't figure out, and I haven't watched this game, I need to catch up. I can't figure out how Indianapolis, with the stats and the yardage here, would be able to pick up, blew this game. But credit Jacksonville and credit Minshew. They had an extremely efficient offense. And you talk about 20 attempts, 19 to 20 for Minshew. James Robinson, 16 carries. That's it's not quite 50-50, but it's darn close. Imagine if this offense really takes off and you could get 20 to 25 carries a game. For Robinson, you could get 20, 30 passing attempts for Gardner Minshew. This offense has the capacity to do that because of their coaching staff. That wasn't in the game plan. It wasn't in the cards last week. But, there are some players to buy on, and I agree with you. Robinson should definitely be at the top of everybody's lists in terms of waiver wire. Let me hit you with the line, man. It's Jacksonville plus 10 versus Tennessee.
Plus 10. I got to take Jacksonville, and I want to talk about their defense one more time real quick because they're looked at as the smash matchup, right? Going into this year. You play your guys against Jacksonville. We got to challenge that notion a little bit. I mean, Phillip Rivers put up the passing yards. We saw a few guys for the Colts have good games in the Heims, especially Jonathan Taylor had some receptions. Paris Campbell did well. But Phillip Rivers had 1 touchdown and 2 interceptions. They held Jonathan Taylor to 2.4 yards per carry. I mean, maybe this defense isn't as terrible as we make it out to be. So let's see what they do week 2. Let's see if maybe they're not the worst defense in the league.
I agree with you, and 10 points is a lot to lay. Actually, when I made my line, I felt like this game would be like a 23-13 just because I'm high on Tennessee's defense. We just gave a lot of compliments to Jacksonville's offense, but I think this week is going to be a little bit tougher. But again, we'll see what happens. We haven't watched that Monday Night Football game yet. We'll see if that if that's still.
And it'll be a shorter week for Tennessee. So that does play into Jacksonville's hands a little bit.
Yeah, 10 points is a lot to lay. I took Jacksonville as well, just because it's 10 points. Tennessee is not known for putting up crazy points, and Jacksonville's offense is a little bit better than you think it is, and their defense is a little better than you think it is.